Meta stock is down over 11% right now. And this is the exact reason why you're never going to see me trading earnings, because just around the corner, even if everything is set up for you, is always waiting the monkey hammer. Now, I'm just joking about that. But the truth is that earnings are risky. Earnings are exactly like walking into the casino, putting it all on red and saying, let's do this thing, baby. And boom, getting absolutely destroyed today. Now, some people are going to look at this and they're going to say, oh man, now that's a great entry point. But not me. I'm looking at this and I'm like, you know what? I want to stay as far away from this as I can, right? Your 10 is under the 20, price is under the 50. Price got absolutely demolished. However, it is catching a bit of a bid right here. There are some buyers who are stepping in right at this level with this outlier block right here. So Meta stock dropped over 10% with heightened AI spending overshadowing strong third quarter results. Again, this is one of those reasons why I don't care about fundamentals, right? If it has such strong third quarter results, why is it down like it is, right? You've got to separate the earnings from the price, right? It can be an absolutely amazing company and the price is terrible. It can be an absolute dog crap company and the price is going to the moon. Case in point, things like GameStop. Like you could throw all kinds of stocks in there. I would even say SoFi. The SoFi bros are going to hunt me down. But SoFi, again, another stock that's having a really bad day. A lot of stocks are having really bad days, right? I'm looking at my list over here. The only thing that I see that's up is gold and Google. Everything else is taking it on the chin today. In fact, let's go over to the S&P 500 map. And actually, not as bad as I thought. Not as bad as I thought. You've got the big names in red, right? You've got the big names in red. But overall, this is not a everything is blood red, sell everything and freak out kind of day. Interesting. SoFi bros are after me. No. And silver's up too, according to Rick. But here's the deal. You've got to be able to have a plan to know when to get in and when to get out. And Meta is not a trade that I would have been holding. Now, I was looking at OVTLYR, right? And as of yesterday, as of Tuesday, it did have that buy signal. So on Tuesday, right here, you could have bought it. And then you got out before earnings. You might have made a buck, might have lost a buck, right? But the deal is that even with all OVTLYR 9 lit up, we cannot predict what's going to happen with earnings. And we don't have to, because we'd have a plan to get out of the way before we let an instance like this come and hit us, right? We don't have to walk into the layer of the monkey. Okay, we don't have to do that. We can just step aside and let it play out as it is. Don't get over greedy. Don't get over fearful. Just step out of the way. That's all you have to do. Now, I want to continue on and talk about all of our trades that we have on in the invitation-only live stream today. And this is where we help you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. So go ahead and subscribe if you're watching on the replay and you haven't already. Now we're going to go through Plan MA, ETF, and sit in cash right now. And if you want normal returns, this is not for you. Go change the channel. But if you want outlier returns, you're in the right place. Now plans M and A are our two most aggressive plans, most offensive plans. But we're currently sitting in Plan ETF right now. Now, before we look to add any new trades, we need to reduce our risk. So we need to review the active trade exit signals, because the most important part of the plan is planning on the plan, not going to plan. So Plan ETF exit signals. Let's go to that real quick. So I'm currently in QQQ. Now, yesterday, it got super duper close to our new exit signal of a close price over the 3 ATRs above the 20 EMA. Very complicated way to say it's just rocket shipped out of the value zone. So the value zone is the area between the 20 EMA and 2 ATRs above the 20 EMA. Yesterday, we were looking at being right over the 3rd ATR. It ended up closing about 50 cents under that point. So I held it, right? I held it and I have no regrets of holding it because that was my plan. Okay. Think about that. You need to act as if you are a fund manager. A fund manager has no regrets on whatever's going to happen because he's following his plan. You are a fund manager at this point. Stop acting irrationally. Don't be normal. Okay. Don't be normal. When everybody's fearful or everybody's greedy, you've got a plan. You don't have to stress about it. So we didn't take that yesterday and it's not there today, and that's okay. right? No 30-day order blocks are over us right now, so no need to take that off. No 1020 bearish crosses yet. Don't have to take that off. And we don't have a sell signal yet on Qs. Let's go over to there real quick. And so it's still sitting on a buy signal. All three major indices have a buy signal. So that's it. That's it. So that's it. And I want to reinforce the trading psychology today, because Jax was there saying I held it. It was hard. It was part of the plan, right? Now, what would be normal is to freak out. What would be normal is to see that red candle, totally freak out, totally spaz out, and be like, oh no, I have to sell, right? But when you don't have any expectations on the outcome of the trade, when you aren't setting profit targets and you're just sitting on a plan and you're waiting to get out when one of your exit signals is hit, it is freeing. It is absolutely freeing. So let's move on to the next stop here. Or yeah, next stop. And what is the market telling us? So we need to look and see all of these in line together to continue on plans M or A. So SPY is in a bullish trend. Let's double check that real quick. I know it is, but we'll check it together. Where's SPY? There. Yeah, no bullish trend. No issues there. Has a buy signal. Double check that. Yep, no issues there. The SPY fear and greed heat map. Let's pop into SPY and take a look at the heat map. And while that's loading, let's also pop over to market breadth. And okay. Lawrence says, I agree. Outlier made me more rational in my trades and super grateful. Outstanding. Rick says, if you don't follow the rules and you get out, then why would you follow the rules to get back in? Ooh, that's a good one, Rick. That's a good one. SPY's fear and greed is at 66.16. So it's under 70 and rising. Okay, under 70 and rising. Full stock's breadth. Let's see. Ooh, pull back a little bit today. It's still bullish, but it has pulled back. Now you'll also notice here we're having less uptrends and more downtrends. So I can tell you right now that we will not be taking the trades, but not so much for the market, because that's good, that's good, that's good, and that's good. But on the sectors here, what I see over here is the outlier channels, right? That's what I was just mentioning. We have less uptrends, more downtrends. So that would kick us out immediately. So we don't have to do anything more than that. But let's go ahead and let's look together to see what sectors are lining up. Let's look at what sectors are lining up. Now, I'm going to use a bookmarklet that one of our outliers put together. And this is coming into outlier in a very short order, but I can't tell you when, because we did have a little server issue where we've maxed out our servers because we're adding 6,000, not 600, not 60, not 6, but 6,000 more stocks into outlier. Isn't that crazy? So we covered 2,600 of the most liquid stocks in ETFs today, and that will be expanding by a huge amount, a huge amount. All right, give it just another second here. Now, what this is doing is it's looking at all of the sectors for us, making life so much easier. Ooh, okay, here we go. This has changed quite a lot since yesterday. A lot of these were moving up yesterday. So what we're looking for is sector fear and greed heat maps under 70 and rising. So they're all under 70 except for utilities. Now, only industrials, financials, and energy and communication are rising. Next, we would be looking for relative greed greater than 1, with the sector being more greedy than the market. So if the market's fear and greed score is 66.16, which sector is greater than that? None of them, except for utilities. Only utilities, which we wouldn't take because its heat map is moving down. You see how these all work together, right? We want the fear and greed rising. We want the greed to be higher in that sector than in any of the, or in that sector versus the market, which means it's a super hot sector. And we just don't have that. And that's okay, right? When you don't have that, you don't proceed. Now, we already talked about how we don't have an exit signal on Plan ETF. But do we have an entry signal on Plan ETF? I think we might. We've got uptrends in both Qs and SPY. Both Qs and SPY have buy signals. Both Qs and SPY have heat maps under 70. It doesn't matter if it's moving up or down. And let's look right now. You actually might have a buy signal. Yeah, there you go. Here, the SPY is within the value zone, and Qs are also within the value zone right now. This will highlight green at the close today, and no order blocks above either of those, right? Double check here and here. I don't know why it does that. Just on my indices, it does that. No, that's it. So yeah, sounds crazy, but you can take the trade at any point that this is active right now inside the value zone. So today is actually an entry signal day for Plan ETF. Does that mean that I'm telling you to go enter it? No, I'm a random guy on the internet. Don't listen to anything that I say. Don't listen to anything I say whatsoever. But following these plans, if I were not in Plan ETF today, I could get into Plan ETF, and you could do the same if you choose to. Nobody's making you do that. And then, if you had gotten out yesterday, absolutely looks like you could get right back in today on Plan ETF. Chris made me buy an ETF. I'll put some on then because Chris said to. No. Chris is saying don't do it. Don't you dare do it. Don't you dare do it. So listen, if you are looking to put on a trade, Plan ETF would line up today. Position sizing for Plan ETF is everything, right? And of course, if you are going to put on Plan ETF, you need to know where you're going to get out of Plan ETF, right? Don't jump into anything. Don't jump into anything unless you know where you're going to get out. Steven, you sure about that? Last I checked, ETFs don't have earnings. I did make you try pickle beer, though. So listen, that is going to be how it wraps up today. We don't have any entry signals on plans M or A. We don't have an exit signal on Plan ETF. We actually have an entry signal on Plan ETF if you are looking to take it. Let's see. Matthew says, Chris, was SoFi a gap and crap? Let's go look at SoFi. Joe, you're here like 40 seconds before I'm about to bounce, dude. If I hadn't taken this question, I'd already be out of here.
It must be a really good question then.
It was a great question. Matthew asked, is SoFi a gap and crap? Let me turn off the value zone right here. So where's the bottom of that wick? The bottom of the wick is way down here. Let's put a line right there. Bottom of the wick is way down here. So, I mean, because the wick is so long, it's a little bit wonky. If the wick were like this, then yeah, absolutely it'd be a gap and crap. Yeah, that wick is like wickedly long. I like that, Joe. The wick is wickedly long. So technically not yet, but it definitely looks like it. I mean, it absolutely looks like a gap and crap right here. But that's like Rick is saying right there, that wick is crazy. Yeah. SoFi is the future of finance. How dare you? The future of finance. How dare you? The SoFi bros, they run deep, Joe. They run deep. So, Joe, let me give you just a real quick update here. No exit signals on Plan ETF, but there is an entry signal. If you wanted to take an entry signal on Plan ETF, know what your plan is. Chris is not telling you to do this. Don't even think that a random guy on the internet would tell you what to do.
Yeah, I talked to Scott about that today, actually, on behalf of the folks who got out before the exit signal, and he actually did some back testing, and he was able to show that it's perfectly okay if you get in as long as you're in the value zone. It doesn't matter where in the value zone you're in. So, if you happen to be one of those people that got out, if your plan tells you it's okay to get back in, the back testing shows it is. So, could be a good opportunity.
There you go. Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier, Joe. Not that you were here to learn that's what I said, but you can take a trade at any point that it's within the value zone and all of this is active. So I got to tell you, Joe, if it weren't for Scott and Plan ETF, I'd be sitting in cash, right? Now, I wouldn't have regrets on that because that would be part of my plan. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm very glad that Plan ETF exists because it is amazing. It is amazing.
Yeah. It seems to be a printer, doesn't it?
So far, so good. Yeah. Joe, listen, if somebody were looking to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, how do you think they would do that?
Well, they could follow my lead and subscribe to OVTLYR, and then they could go watch some more OVTLYR videos and learn more about the product.
That's right. Click one of these two videos and we will talk soon.